All right, going live here. Dan Clapp, CEO of Voda Cleaning and Restoration. Just give me a couple minutes and we'll be getting going here. Thanks all those that are joining. I'm going to share my screen here with some slides. All right. You're live. Okay. Cool. We can see that at the mic. All right. All right. Dan Clapp's here. All right, here we go. So, how do you scale a home services company if you want to build one while leveraging yourself, by keeping yourself out of the day to day, leveraging people and systems to be able to build a home services company that runs with a structured org chart in place? Now, if you've watched my videos in the past, I've talked about this idea that every home service company has really just 5 buckets that the CEO or the owner of the business needs to be responsible for thinking about. And they need to have a department head for each of these 5: marketing, sales, operations, finance, and legal. All right. Um, so what you need is you need a head of marketing, head of sales, head of operations, head of finance, and head of legal, right? And so with a franchise company, legal's taken care of because the franchisor, or at least a good one, should provide you with all of the, employment agreements and structures and, agreements you can set up with, contractors, and agreements that you can set up with customers, and scope of works and local service agreements that you can provide. The finance area, you're going to need to have a bookkeeper doing your books. Don't make the mistake I've made. And by the way, I'm Dan Clapp, CEO of Voda. We're a 100-location franchise company. We're scaling quickly. We're the fastest growing restoration franchise. We've got a very strong franchise owner base. And the reason why we're scaling the way that we are is the systems and processes that myself and my team have put into place. I sold my first business to private equity in my late 20s at 29 years old. After scaling that, I put a tremendous amount of that capital into Voda and applied all these principles that I like to teach for free through these types of courses and content. So anyway, the legal components should be covered. Finance, don't make the mistake that I've made where, you're doing your own bookkeeping and you're logging into QuickBooks and you're reconciling the bank accounts. Don't make that mistake. Go out, find someone to do your bookkeeping for you. It is one of the easiest things, so helpful when you hook up your bank accounts to QuickBooks and you've got another person in there itemizing the bank statements and reconciling the bank statements. As you scale a little bit more, spend $1,500 to get like an outsourced controller. Some of them are $5,000 if you want something more complicated, but I think for $1,500, $2,000 a month, you should be able to find someone to keep all your finances nice and clean. You need to understand what you're making. Now, if you want to scale your home services company, the second thing is you really need to have operations like handled by someone that isn't you. You need what I call a general manager or operations specialist or operations manager or an operations partner, operating partner, right? Some people call it a managing partner. This is the person that's in the day to day, right? This is the person that's running the business for you. It's so important to have this person. They're the integrator if you're the visionary. They're going to handle HR, they're going to handle payroll, they're going to handle, essentially everything operational day to day to make sure the trains run to the station on time, get there to the right place. Then you're going to need sales, business development. Now, if you're going to do that as the owner, that's fine, but expect to do that as a full-time job, right? Sales in a business needs to be full-time, it needs to be 40, 50 hours dedicated. I think it's hard to do that while you also run a business. In the beginning, you're going to take that seat, especially if the franchisor provides you the structure that makes sense, but you need to have someone in sales quickly, as quick as possible. You want to get someone in that role for you. And then finally, you got marketing. Again, good franchisor should handle that for you by providing all of the marketing. Now, let's move on to number 2 on how you scale a home services company, which is going to come all about lead gen. So not all lead gen is created equal, right? There's a couple different ways to generate leads in home services. And really every business has only a few ways to generate leads, right? And there's 4 levers that you can pull. Okay. Lever 1 is one-to-one warm outreach. One-to-one meaning I call someone one-to-one and they're warm. So it's a referral or it's a friend that, through Facebook or Instagram or someone I can reach out to that's warm and I can call them, email them, text them one-to-one, right? The second option in generating leads, and again, this is for every business on the planet. The second lever that you can pull in lead generation is what you would consider one-to-many warm, right? So one-to-many warm would be posting free content that is being shared with your current audience. So, presenting it to, Instagram Live, Facebook Live, presenting on LinkedIn, providing webinars to people that were referred to you. One-to-many warm. So going to a BNI group would be an example. You're presenting to many people, but they're all warm. You've gotten to know them. BNI, by the way, if you're in home services and you're not doing it, highly recommend. It's Business Networking International. You join, they meet every Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever morning, and you meet once a week and you present with other business owners your business. And essentially it's a business centered around referring each other work. Highly recommend BNI if you're not part of it. Anyway, lever 2 is one-to-many warm. Lever number 3 is one-to-one cold outreach. That would be like cold email campaigns, direct messaging through LinkedIn to prospective people, cold calling, direct mail to homes, right? This is the one-to-one, but at scale to cold audiences. And then the final lever, again, they all boil down to these levers. The final lever would be one-to-many cold. One-to-many would be Facebook ads, right? I'm going to present my offer, my piece of content through Facebook ads, Google ads, Instagram ads, paid ads. Now, this is the most scalable way to scale a home service franchise empire, but you're going to have to invest capital. So let's talk about the one-to-many method. So first of all, you've got push marketing and you've got pull marketing. If you don't know the difference, push is you're pushing out to them versus pull. So let's talk about it. So Facebook ads, Instagram ads that you're running that people are scrolling, right? Let's say if I'm doing home services, I'm presenting, carpet cleaning, and I'm presenting to people that like home improvement or people that have bought certain things. Facebook used to be great where you could buy data off of Oracle Data Cloud and know when people just bought, different services or spend different money. They unfortunately got rid of that, but there's other searches you can do. Anyway, I could teach you in a different lesson on how to do Facebook ads properly. But the idea is that Facebook ads or Instagram ads in home services is when someone is on Facebook and they're scrolling, and you pattern interrupt them, you stop them, and someone who is a homeowner sees your ad to clean their floors. Now, let me teach you how to make an ad that's going to get people excited. Okay, remember, people want to buy things for only a few reasons. A lot of times people want to do anything to increase their status. Why do we go to the gym and work out? To get fit? Obviously, we want to be in shape. Obviously, we want to feel good, but we also want to typically increase our status within our social circles. Why do we buy that new car? Why do we get a nice suit jacket, right? We want to increase our perceived status within our social circle. And so when you want to increase people's status, or show that, you want to help them understand that. So let me give you an example. If I was selling golf clubs, right, and I found a way that I can improve the drive of a ball by 20 yards, and obviously this would all have to be true, people are going to buy based on the idea that this golf club can increase status. So, golf club, so good, you'll drive your next ball 20 yards. Your friends will wonder in awe what's changed. It'll be our little secret with a picture of a golf club, right? That's going to create in the Facebook ad. Wow, if I buy this golf club, my ball is going to drive 20 yards further. And my friends on the course will be jealous of me. And they will wonder, how did I get so much better? And it'll be our little secret, right? That's a great ad. People buy based on, and I didn't make this up. This is from Alex Hormozi. I just want to give credit to where credit's due. But people buy based on essentially this idea around value. So what is value? Value is, people pay a price, but value is what the value is something, what is perceived. It's what people are willing to pay, right? What they see the value. So people buy based on value, and value is very straightforward. They have a dream outcome. They have a goal they want to get to. Your product has to have a perceived likelihood of achievement that's high. The higher your perceived likelihood of chances of solving their problem, the more value they will see. The other thing is to keep in mind, if your dream outcome, their dream outcome, and your solution is one of the only solutions to solve that dream outcome, your value will go up, right? If I need a certain type of surgery and there's only one surgeon to do it, his value is going to be much higher. You can charge a much higher price, right? Think about if you needed Gatorade, if you were thirsty, you would pay $20 at a baseball stadium because there's no other options. You buy the Gatorade. If I was on a desert and I was thirsty, I would go and I would buy, I pay, any amount of money to the Gatorade vendor because he's the only one and it's my only option, right? So value goes up, but based on the supply and demand. Now I can teach you about how to create, urgency when demand goes up, you cut supply, and that's a whole different conversation. But when you're marketing, people want a dream outcome and they want to know that your product can help them get there. That's where like guarantees or like testimonials and client testimonials are so important, because the value in your service will go up when you provide the highest likelihood of perceived, likelihood of achievement of their goal, right? So that's where like a money back guarantee comes in. The third thing is a time delay. So how long is it going to take me as the customer, prospective customer, to get the outcome that, I want? Right? I have this dream outcome. I want to golf better, right? I want to drive my ball 20 yards further so my friends can be jealous. And what is the chance? It's a 98% chance that your ball will go, further. And we'll be able to do this within a day, right? The second you get the golf club, you're going to do it, right? That's where like, working out, if something can solve your challenge in 30, days, that's a big deal. Value's even higher if it's in, 2 days. Right? Supplement industry really took off. They were able to say, hey, want to lose weight? That's your dream outcome. Well, we have a high likelihood of solving that, and we can do it in 15 days or less through the time delay. And your effort and sacrifice, which brings me to the last point, will be minimal. Value goes up when the dream outcome is something they want to solve. There's less people to solve it. The less people to solve it, the higher the value. If there's a higher perceived likelihood of achievement, meaning the chances of achieving is higher than the other options, the time delay, the shorter the time delay, the better, the more there's value. And then finally, the effort and sacrifice that it's going to take them. We'll continue this in a bit.